what do we mean by purpose, anyways? It's more than just a buzzword, and it's scientifically defined by 3 elements. First, there's an overarching life goal beyond an incremental step, such as passing a test or applying for college. Second, it's a part in one's personal search for meaning, but not entirely focused on the self. Instead, purpose looks at the world beyond the self. And third, it's the ultimate concern. It is the definition of why do I care? It is a reasoning beyond immediate goals and motives. Much research in purpose finding is attributed to Dr. William Damon, who led initial research in this relatively new field. In 2006, he studied 1,200 interview responses of young people, and he placed them into 4 categories. The disengaged, represented by 25% of respondents. They express no purpose at all and are not active in any endeavor that may become purposeful, nor are they searching for these pursuits. They are apathetic, detached, and are not concerned about much beyond themselves. The dreamers, 25% of respondents. They talk about desiring a purpose, but have done little to actively achieve much. They want to do great things, but have little to no practical application. The dabblers, 31%. They have started to take on activities that may be purposeful, but show little awareness in seeing the bigger picture, nor committing to these ideas for extended periods of time. Sometimes they may be involved in so many potential activities that they're overwhelmed. And the purposeful, 20%. They are grounded in purposeful activities with a clear sense of what they are doing in the world and why. They have an overarching goal or cause that they've committed to, and they know the steps to achieve their next action. Notably, this means that 80% of young people aren't purposeful, and half have done little to nothing purposeful at all. Research supports what teachers intuitively understand, that students ask fewer questions the longer they remain in school, and engagement steadily declines over time. Based on self-reported survey data from more than 900,000 5th through 12th grade students, a 2015 Gallup report famously found that the number of students engaged at school declines from 75% in 5th grade to only 34% by senior year, bottoming out in 11th grade as only 32% report being engaged. Gallup scientists categorized fully 1 in 10 American students as both disengaged and discouraged, and reported that older students, quote, feel less cared for by adults and see less value in their own work, end quote. Mirroring this decline in engagement, children ask fewer questions as they proceed through school. Children aged 14 months to 5 years old have been found to ask an average of 107 questions an hour. But by the time those children reach elementary school, they may only ask 2 to 5 questions over 2 hours. According to research from developmental psychologist Dr. Susan Engel, 5th graders her team observed in the same 2-hour time frame failed to ask their teacher a single question. And if we are really concerned with outcomes and closing achievement gaps, cultivating curiosity might be just what the doctor ordered. As a January 2020 headline in The Guardian reads, quote, "Schools are killing curiosity. Why we need to learn to stop telling children to shut up and learn. Pupils who ask lots of questions get better results, especially those from poorer homes," end quote. The article is based in part on the work of a research team from the University of Michigan, led by researcher Prosocial, which performed a longitudinal study of 6,200 children in 2018 and found a strong connection between school performance and curiosity, especially among children from poorer backgrounds. Dr. Shaw found that, quote, "promoting curiosity in children, especially those from environments of economic disadvantage, may be an important, under-recognized way to address the achievement gap." Promoting curiosity is a foundation for early learning that we should be emphasizing more when we look at academic achievement, end quote. At the same time, rates of depression and anxiety have steadily increased to become among the most diagnosed mental health disorders in children. Kids who feel isolated from school and their community frequently drop out and turn to self-harm and self-medication through alcohol and drugs. Purpose finding, on the other hand, has been linked to prosocial outcomes and healthier lifestyles, and is inherently tied to positive identity and self-worth. By directly participating in building a better society and reflecting on the experience, students gain valuable insight into their identity in relation to the world around them.
Why should we care about things like curiosity and creativity and well-being in education instead of preparing for life? Well, the first answer to that is, if you were to really educate kids to feel curious and then pursue their curiosity and get interested in problems and then figure out how to solve those problems, you would be preparing them for life. I mean, if you did that well, you'd be preparing every single kid for a productive, thoughtful, civically engaged life. So we know as developmental psychologists that being curious is the reason why kids learn so much when they're sort of birth to 3. That's why they're learning machines. And anybody who's been around a toddler knows that you can't keep them from exploring the world around them. So the real question for educators is, how do we build on that? And what happens in many schools, in this eagerness to train children in these narrow skills or to make them obedient, is that we do the opposite. We turn that curiosity off, which is like turning off the engine to learning.